share with you an excerpt from the beginning of Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Now, this book by Richard Bach is Bach. I'm assuming it's Bach because that's how you say the composer's name. Is kind of a classic, and actually, it's in multiple parts. And just a couple of years ago, he released sort of like an ending to it. I don't know the details about it because I just found out about this when I looked it up online, but this copy is about 10 years old. I found it when I was looking through my closet, cleaning it out, and it's a copy that my uncle gave me as a gift in 2005. It says, "Dear Anisha, adopt Jonathan Seal in ways. Victory will be yours." From one of my uncles who's a writer back in India. So, he'd given this to me like 10 years ago. And I remember, let's see, I would have been like a teenager in high school at the time. And I remember reading the beginning of it and then getting wrapped up in something else, because when I was in high school I would like so often just read the beginning of a book and then move on to another book. And then it kind of got swept aside, I lost it, and turned out it was in my closet, but like I didn't know where it was and never ended up finishing it, so I picked it back up again and started almost done with it at this point, so I technically haven't hit the end yet. But anyway, I thought the beginning excerpt make a good thing to read to you guys. So this book is about a seagull, as you might expect, but it's also about like freedom and being yourself and lots of things. So let me read the back for you guys. This is a story for people who follow their dreams and make their own rules. A story that has inspired people for decades. For most seagulls, life consists simply of eating and surviving. Flying is just a means of finding food. However, Jonathan Livingston Seagull is no ordinary bird. For him, flying is life itself. Against the conventions of seagull society, he seeks to find a higher purpose and become the best at doing what he loves. This is a fable about the importance of making the most of our lives, even if our goals run contrary to the norms of our flock, tribe, or neighborhood. Through the metaphor of flight, Jonathan's story shows us that if we follow our dreams, we too can soar. A little bit cheesy, honestly, but Richard Bach, with this book, sun sparkled gold across the ripples of a gentle sea. A mile from shore, a fishing boat jumped the water, and the word for breakfast flock flashed through the air, till a crowd of 1,000 seagulls came to dodge and fight for bits of food. It was another busy day beginning. But way off alone, out by himself, beyond boat and shore, Jonathan Livingston Seagull was practicing. 100 feet in the sky, he lowered his webbed feet, lifting his beak and strained to hold a painful, hard-twisting curve through his wings. The curve meant that he would fly slowly, and now he slowed until the wind was a whisper in his face, until the ocean stood still beneath him. He narrowed his eyes in fierce concentration, held his breath, forced one single more inch of curve. Then his feathers ruffled, he stalled and fell. Seagulls, as you know, never falter, never stall. To stall in the air is for them disgrace, and it is dishonor. But Jonathan Livingston Seagull, unashamed, stretching his wings again in that trembling hard curve, slowly, slowing, and stalling once more, was no ordinary bird. Pictures here. Most gulls don't bother to learn more than the simplest facts of flight, how to get from shore to food and back again. For most gulls, it is not flying that matters, but eating. For this gull, though, it was not this is a picture of Jonathan flying and flying at high speeds, his feathers getting all ruffled in the wind. And it looks like a crash land into the water. Climb to 1,000 feet, full power straight ahead first, then push over flapping to a vertical dive. spared no time that day for a talk with the other gulls, but flew on past sunset. He discovered the loop, the slow roll, the point roll, the inverted spin, the cold blunt, the pinwheel. When Jonathan Seagull joined the flock on the beach, it was full night. He was dizzy and terribly tired, yet into light he flew a loop to landing with a snap roll just before touchdown. When the ear of it, he thought of the breakthrough. They'll be wild with joy. How much more there is now to living. Instead of our drab slogging forth back to the fishing boats, there's reason to life. We can lift ourselves out of ignorance. We can find ourselves as creatures of excellence and intelligence and skill. We can be free. We can learn to fly. Pictures of seagulls there. More pictures. A couple more pictures. This one's a little blurry, which is sort of like the seagull on the cover, which I kind of like that look, especially for something like a bird that's pretty distinct in silhouette. And yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good place to stop. It's not quite the end of part one, but some pretty interesting stuff happens after he tells the rest of his flock about his discoveries. So, if you're interested, highly recommended reading. And yeah, it's basically, as you can tell, it starts out as a kind of typical story of him being different and a little bit of an outcast, and lots of, the whole idea of seagulls living to eat is kind of a metaphor for materialism and him finding flying as a higher purpose. So there's a little bit of that in there where, like I said, this is kind of a metaphor of finding a meaning for life outside of just materialism and living a life that's different from, I guess, a typical life when you just, grow up, study, get good grades, find a job to make money, and then, have a family because you're supposed to have a family, and then raise those kids to do the same thing, and no real meaning there. So there he finds meaning in flying, which is very symbolic of freedom, and later it goes into all sorts of other stuff like perfection and love and heaven and all sorts of stuff. It gets almost like magical realism at a certain point. It's pretty interesting. So even though at first it sounds like it's just a story of a seagull flying, and there is indeed at the beginning lots and lots of the description of him flying and little details of like he moves a feather or something like that, and then he turns, and it becomes less like that later on down the road. So if you're feeling a little bit turned off by that, then don't worry, it's not like that for the whole thing. There is a point more than just talking a lot about the seagull and the way he flies. So anyway, I hope you guys like that. I think that'll be it for today. And yeah, again, I guess I should remind you, because a lot of video maker content creators leave better reminders of this, but I do have a Facebook page that I like to, keep you guys updated on my progress. So I posted a picture of the inside of this book when I had found it, sort of giving hints as to, hey guys, guess what I might be doing for my next video. So if you are interested in updates like that, or even just, little things about my life, other side of